A little say good day to you this day of your time. How are you all? All right. All right, thank you. Once again, we thank each and every one of you individually and all of you together collectively for the co-creation of this interaction and the allowance of this transmission this day of your time. This transmission has been titled The Window of Discovery, 2018 to 2020. Now, before we begin, let me remind you, first and foremost, that there is no such thing as a prediction of the future. There is a sensing of the energy that exists at the moment the prediction is made. If that energy doesn't change, if there's a lot of energy, a lot of momentum behind it, it will likely come into manifestation. But being made aware of the prediction, especially if you don't prefer what it is saying about the present energy and where that could lead, can actually act to change the energy because you are now aware of it. That's really the purpose of predictions, to make you aware of energy patterns that exist in the present that could, if continued, come into manifestation so that you get to decide whether or not the manifestation is something you prefer. And if not, being made aware of the prediction, you can then change that energy and allow a different manifestation, a different outcome to take place. So please understand, predictions are not to make you feel that everything is locked in place or inevitable. It's about giving you the power to create the reality you prefer by being given some insight into where the collective or individual consciousnesses happen to be at the moment that the prediction is made. Does that make sense? All right. Now, with that in mind, we're going to play a little game. We're going to have a little experiment. Now, in a moment, upon my instruction, you will be handed a piece of paper. It will be handed to you upside down. Keep it upside down. Do not look at what is on the face until I instruct you to do so. When you turn it over, you will be asked to answer 2 questions. I'm not going to tell you what they are right now. But the idea is, please, for the experiment to work properly, do not discuss what your answers are with anyone else. Keep it to yourself, and also go with your first instinct. Let it be something you write down and do not change it. Is that clear? All right. And also allow yourselves the opportunity to really settle into what you actually believe is most probable, not what you prefer or want, but what you really believe is actually most probable in either case. Is that clear? So clear out all the wants. Just let yourself really have, no matter what it is, a true instinctive gut response that you do not discuss with anyone else. And after you have the paper, just to make sure, no pressure, you will have 3 minutes. And that's it. All right? Are you ready to play? Volunteers, please hand out the papers and the pencils. Keep them face down. I remind you, do not look at them yet. Just hold the paper and the pencil at the ready. Are you all excited? All right. Are we there? Yes? 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 Anyone a no? No? Or no, no one is a no? Yes. Yes, no one is a no. All right. Now, if you are all ready, turn the papers over and read the 2 questions. Do not discuss. Answer at the bottom for each question. Keep it simple, brief, precise as possible. Everything else on the page are the instructions we've already given you. Answer what you truly believe is most probable. 1 positive, 1 negative. Time's up. Just kidding. Do not change it. Do not erase. Do not cross out. Your time is half up. If nothing comes to mind, that's all right too. This is based on a true probability impression. Again, not a preference, not a want. What you truly believe is most probable in either case. Is there anyone who is not finished? All right. Don't overthink it. This is a gut reaction, an instinctive response to everything that you believe you know that's going on your planet at this time. It can be local, it can be global, doesn't matter. Just whatever really pops into your head that seems most relevant, most probable, most likely. Is there anyone who is not done? All right. Please pass the papers to the side and let the volunteers collect them, along with your pencils if you wish, unless you would like to keep them as a souvenir. Now, once they are collected, the second part of this experiment will occur later in this transmission. During the transmission, our talk with you, the volunteers will look over all of the different responses and will tally them in a very particular way. They will see where there are any duplications or triplicates or quadruplicates or more. And that will tell us a lot about where your energy lies at this point in the collective consciousness by the reinforcement without knowing what anyone else has written. So, they will take some time to tally, and we will find the results, if any, that are worth mentioning later on in this transmission. We thank you all for your participation in this experiment. Thank you to the volunteers for your time in tallying and finding the duplications. And now, in keeping with this topic, at this time our perceptions in certain areas And we may go into more of these during the course of this transmission, but for now, we will begin with a few different things that seem, from our perspective, to be very probable, or at least have a probability level within the next 3 of your years. Number 1, it is about a 98% probability during the next 3 of your years that your scientists will discover a habitated planet somewhere with the aid and assistance of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence will be utilized to process all the data from your most sophisticated sensors and telescopes, and the artificial intelligence will understand how to look for the signs and therefore will highly accelerate your search for other life in the universe. Therefore, the percentage of finally saying that you have discovered that there is life on another world has a 98% probability of happening within the next 3 years. There is also a 54% to 63% probability right now, at this moment, that there will likely be a major earthquake in your world that will cause much devastation in the area in which it may occur, which is not absolutely settled yet because the vibrations, seismic vibrations, are now moving in a certain way, and there are a few different candidates for its release. There is also a 63 to 75% probability, as we read your energy now, that in your year of 2019 will occur another major terrorist attack on your planet. One moment. There is a 47 to 67% probability of an extreme shift in a foreign country's government during that time that will create an opening for the beginnings of the layings of the foundation of true consensus on your planet for moving in a different direction politically, although the movement will start slowly and may not peak until after 2020. Perhaps not even until about 2025. Nevertheless, a door will open. There is an 89 to 99% probability that you will see a major shift in your political spectrum in the next 3 years. That will again open a door for certain things to happen, to lay a foundation for certain things to happen, to allow you to begin to move in a more positive direction. One moment. There also may be, in these 3 years to come, although this can be mitigated by other events, again, approximately a 53 to 63% probability of a major famine in an African area that may cause extreme devastation and perhaps even almost the extinction of a particular culture on your planet. One moment. One moment. there is a 75% to 87% probability in the next 3 years that a new ecological movement will begin to grow on your planet that can become exceedingly strong after 2020 and allow for the restoration of certain areas on your planet back to their natural state, to allow there to be more oxygen and less carbon dioxide in your atmosphere. In the next 3 years, there is also a 37% to a 43% probability that a major ice shelf will collapse in Antarctica, initiating the beginning of more rapid sea level rising. One moment. In response to the famine crisis in the area we have mentioned and in a few other areas that seem to be sensitive to potential famine, there will be a new drive to provide more highly nutritious and natural food sources for those areas that will have a strong residual effect in terms of what is possible for the food banks of the entire planet to focus on in a few major foods that will provide almost all the nutrition you need and can be easily shared and grown around the world to stave off and prevent such famine from occurring again. Again, the seeds of this will be planted in the next 3 years, though you may not necessarily see the broad scale results of this again for several years after 2020. But in these 3 years are these things being planted, being initiated. These vibrations exist, and as you absorb this information of what we are perceiving exists in the present, that may be probabilities that will either go up or go down depending upon how you choose to focus on these things in your society. Allow yourselves to remember that you are creating your realities. And the more of you that know that, along with new information that will come to light in a variety of ways from a variety of sources that can be implemented into your understanding of how reality works in the next few years, you can determine for yourselves more intentionally and more consciously how to allow yourselves to shift to parallel realities that are more and more and more and more reflective of the changes you are willing to make within yourselves. Does that make sense to you? All right. So, again, some of these issues may come up during this transmission and discussion, or you may simply bring up whatever dialogue and questions you believe are important for you at this time. Please proceed if you wish. And just